It's. We've got a full house tonight. First order of business is to accept the minutes of the June 4th regular meeting. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye.
I'll abstain because I wasn't here.
All right, thank you, Carrie.
Thank you.
Visitor comments, is there anybody that is here that wants to talk about anything that's not already on the agenda? Hearing none, ferry service update and emergency ferry task force update, I'll take together. Peter Wilcox, I know, is not able to be here and didn't have an update. The only thing that I would, and I don't remember if we talked about this, I don't think I did at a past meeting, but just we should celebrate that LD 1231 was passed by the House and the Senate and signed by the governor. So it would require legislative action to change where the ferries are berthed overnight in the future. So that is a huge win.
Great.
LD 1731, which was to give the Ferry Advisory Board more power, actually ended up surprisingly passing the House and the Senate. So that looks like it will move forward.
What does that mean?
That was designed to help provide more substantial. Well, it's a little bit unclear exactly what it means, but right, how it is designed to help empower the Ferry Service Advisory Board, exactly what that means.
Integrated into the process.
Yeah. And it looks like LD 841, which was Senator Curry's bill about a study for delivery of EMS. And if ferry service effects is also moving forward. So those are three items that feel like big wins this legislative session. So a big thank you to Genevieve McDonald, who I think did an excellent job for representing us.
Got it. Money well invested. Yep.
Is she done now?
I would imagine she will be done when they officially end. I don't think the session's officially ended yet, but I'm happy to draft something to send to her, kind of a letter of appreciation, because I feel.
Yeah.
They're gonna end up being extended a little bit longer, I think.
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah. Anything else on ferries? All right, I don't have any update on sea level rise. We're working. Any questions? Up Island Public Safety Garage update.
Yes, I had put a stake in the sand to get numbers today. There were some discussions that occurred that I was not aware of. Committee members with Mark and Earth Point, because there might be some additional funds available that have not been spent overall on the health center. And so the conclusion of all that is we made some calls, we had a discussion, I should say, and I do not have final numbers today, but we did agree that any change to what has been proposed, we said would not allow any additional changes until the contract was signed, and that we would then do change orders on all of those. So let's say we wanted to put in water and a septic field, that would be a change order. So I'm gonna stop saying I'm gonna have numbers by the next meeting, because it's very hard when it's a committee and then you have Rod, who's all over the place, and Mark had a family emergency, and he's been out for over a week, which should be. So the update is everything's going well. All of the contractors had been notified, provide final numbers, which I was hoping to have Monday. They did not come in yet. So, but there's nothing could be amiss at this point that I know. That's it.
So the
basic bid does not include the septic system. Water and something.
I'm sorry, start
No,
that again.
the basic contract currently being bid does not include the septic system.
It does not,
And why?
well, it's not a bid any longer.
No, I know.
Okay,
Why is there any issue about the septic system? Why do we need that?
because originally the plans had included a full bathroom with not only facilities, but shower capabilities for team members, the ability to pump water into the fire trucks, you know, and other functionality of that nature. The bids came in way too high.
I understand.
Okay, we all X that, so, there's still a desire by some people to maybe add additional functionality, but my position has been just, this is only my personal position, is things like a town septic field things come up, we need to, you know, run out to spend money, we should pull back, wait to see, and then determine, you know, maybe after 6 or 8 months. So one of the things that I've asked the committee to do, which they are doing, is there any fall update that funds are not allowed to be used, or they have to be put back to who the original grant or donations? Doesn't appear there are, but I'll know more next meeting. But that was not very good.
Any
Sorry, you asked.
questions? Is there any updates on public safety renovations at this point?
No, we have the 10 o'clock tomorrow morning is the grand opening. And there are minor changes, not changes, but things like a sink that needs to be replaced, some lighting that's, you know, failed stuff. And then the ongoing decorations stuff. There's, other than that, everything is on track.
Did you say renovations?
He's talking about the health center.
He's talking about the health center, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
The
But then
question
I guess
was
once,
about the
once the health center, then,
There's that, yeah, so
The
I had
renovations.
I talked with Lauren and Pete the other day, like Monday, they gave me a debrief, but there's nothing new on, you know, the move and the renovations at this point.
okay,
Other than Laura Staines and Michael, her husband, Michael Gardino,
Giordino.
thank you. Are working, helping us on this, and
Yes,
I'm waiting to hear back from, I think we're gonna start, we have phases that we're gonna do it in, hopefully.
It's gonna be in 3 phases. The first phase is gonna be painting the offices and some of the facility that we can use until renovations are done.
And carpeting,
Those and the carpet and stuff like that, Janet, put that all together. And then, in the probably winter time, not quite sure on the phase 2, when they'll start doing some of the renovations. And then the health center will keep some of that stuff in the trauma room for now. And then the last phase is actually finishing it up, enlarging the room, the training room. That's the big thing, is getting that training room enlarged. And they have a plan, they've come up with their own plans, it's since Mike and Laura got involved, it's moving along nicely and we're very well organized, so
great,
I'm happy.
great. Perfect. Any other questions? All right, hearing none, upcoming meetings and subcommittee reports. Special select board meeting this Friday, June 20th at 11 o'clock, Zoom only. Thank you to those that are able to make it.
Yeah,
I made it last Friday.
did you settle it?
yeah, that was good, I saw that.
But all we need to do is just approve this.
Well, it's gonna be considered a public hearing, so he'll just present it, this, Reed Silvers,
How long do you think that meeting's gonna take?
About an hour.
well, it's gonna take 15 minutes.
Yeah, but now he's gonna be happier when we're done in 15 minutes.
I really don't know, he thinks it will be very quick.
Okay, good.
And it's you, correct?
Mhm.
You.
Me, Steve, and Peter.
Great. Planning board June 30th. Any other subcommittee reports?
IMB on the 24th and Lighthouse Committee on the 26th.
All right, town managers report.
All right, I think I give them to you. And so many copies today. Minutes, committee minutes from March 27th, the housing committee minutes. The Lighthouse Committee minutes of their May 29th meeting and minutes of the broadband April 16th quarterly meeting. Under correspondence, and this is things I probably have passed out to you, and it's, Tina put it out today. As a blast about the health centers tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock. They are having a ribbon cutting and Linda Gillies is in charge of it and it's gonna be precision. I said to Lawrence, she have a real ribbon? So, I've just given you Mertz 4th of July weekend events, just so in case anybody
Yep.
asks you, I have to refer to it every time before I answer anybody. A notice of our new traffic flow into the parking lot, that was last Thursday, I think they painted that, and people are doing pretty well.
It's working great. I think it's good. People come back out of this slot and the mirror's already looking behind them because they're on an angle. And you can see if anybody's coming, and I think it's slowed people down a little bit too.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
You remember the old metal shelter that was in front of the container
Yeah.
during COVID, and then they got moved out with that thing. We had John Applequest move it yesterday, he and his crew and and Nathan Public Works helped him. Rec wanted it down to ball field, Betty Dodge playground for the kids, to make it into a shade for the
nice.
summer, so. John did that, and it was a lot more to it than, I could pick it up and move it, but then John sent me an email that he donating his time and all his expenses doing that for the town, just to
That's
support
nice.
the town, I know, I thought that was great. You've got the Bar Harbor Capital Reserve sub-accounting for period ending May 31st. Today I sent out invitation to bid for the town septic field replacement.
Yep.
And I have them coming back June 30th. I'm making this a quick turnaround, hopefully opening bids July 3rd. I know someone came in today to pick up a set of plans, so. And Tina did put them out, so hopefully we'll get a couple people right away. And we're gonna give, I hope, priority to someone who can start it immediately and. If they can't, say they can start in September. It's gotta happen soon.
I did actually have a question about this, the invitation to bid, it says bids would be publicly open at 6 PM July 3rd, but isn't our meeting on July 2nd?
Is it? Yep, sorry. I think we'll set tomorrow, I'll talk,
So this is gonna be, you're gonna change July 3rd to something else?
True. Yeah, and we'll make sure we send out a corrected one.
Okay.
And I'll make sure it was, I'll call the person who did come in. I'll tell the other person. I think that's all that I have.
Any questions for Janet? Any other correspondence?
I received a question from a townsperson today asking if there is a committee or any action that is being done in order to, with the new tariffs and the ferry rates. And they asked that I would bring it up, that we need to put it on our plate. They just had to buy their tickets for 4 medical appointments. It came out to over $100 and something, and their debit card initially declined. And so it's becoming more apparent that for one person to take a vehicle off for a series of appointments, regardless of whether it's medical or food or whatever, is not sustainable for a lot of the people of our island. And so I told them I would bring it up tonight, and I would see about having further discussions about it in the future.
I mean, does it make sense? I know we had talked about, well, we talked about this a couple of different times. I feel like the last time that we talked about. Trying to set up some kind of town assistance. And maybe that there was already a number of things in place that were being used that, so I don't know if we should advertise, I guess, one. Make sure that we advertise the help that is potentially available for people that need it, and then I guess two is, does it make sense to revisit the conversation to see about adding additional assistance through the town, through some kind of ferry subsidy?
I would think it would be good to revisit that.
Yeah, we don't have, we have general assistance, but people are supposed to qualify for that, and that means they have to fill out an application, and they don't like to do that. So if it was an emergency, we certainly would. We have, the health center probably has tickets that they can help patients with it if there's an issue and they can't afford to go over, but it's gonna be a lot of people who will probably, I was shocked when I bought it. 2 cars and 2 passengers, it was like $150, and then had 4 passengers.
Yeah.
So it is shocking.
Trying to get the college kids home this past time was, it's one of those things, and so way too much private information going out in public, but I wouldn't qualify for assistance. But I sure as hell can't continue to have a college student and a sibling that has to go off islands to try to do job interviews or anything else and bring them back. We make too much money to qualify for the assistance. But at $70-something a pop, if 2 people go off in a vehicle, you know, even only doing it twice a month is putting too much of a strain on my family.
So I don't know how you would come up with the.
So aside from,
or-
I wonder if it's time to seriously consider having more conversations or open to suggestions of what do we do about the increased tariffs and the fact that they're going to continue. I mean, you can drive down the road now and you can see all of these signs that are, a lot of people are selling their property because they can't afford to stay here. Their income doesn't allow them to. I was talking to 2 that are getting ready to come up for sale, which that's gonna be part of anything, you know, it's not just the ferry that's causing it. But if we want to try to have people that are living out here year round, is there any kind of recourse that we can do in order to try to keep Islesboro viable?
What are the tariffs?
That's the way that they set their rates.
It's like the bill from the ferry or law from the ferry or whatever.
Oh, but it's not tariffs, like,
No, it has nothing to do with federal.
thank you.
Oh, no.
Sorry.
Phew.
Tariff is just the term that they put on
I
the,
understand it,
Yeah,
Terry.
that update.
There, I didn't realize you were talking, I respect it.
yes, no, we're talking just strictly from the ferry, nothing beyond the state of Maine.
Well, I would, let's not delve into this tonight. Should we put it on the agenda for next?
Yep, sounds like a good idea. And that way Peter Wilcox can join us too, because I think
There
that's
have been
important.
now 3, I think, raises in the ferry charges over the last 4 years, almost every year. And the claim by the state is that their 50-50 match on the operating and maintenance budget, we're not meeting. But part of that is the 3 things, it was determined that Islesboro's revenue should be shared with North Haven, Final Haven, Swans Island, and Matinicus. So we're subsidizing this fare is subsidizing the ferries for other islands.
Mhm.
And they also eliminated the preferential. It used to be you could buy the ticket, if you bought the ticket here, you paid less. I don't know how much of that is able to be renegotiated. But it seems like it's extremely unjust that these were, and maybe with the advisory committee board having more say, some of that can be renegotiated, but it seems like to address Melissa's issue here, merely establishing at least for the off-season, October through May, there ought to be a preferential fee, revenue paid for by people who work, trips that originate on the island.
Right,
That's the most logical way of addressing this
yeah,
question.
I mean, unfortunately, it all, is driven by, all the definitions are driven by the tariffs, but I think if we could add, yeah, if we could add this to the next meeting, and that way, hopefully Peter Wilcox will be able to join us and.
Did you hear much from other islands during this tariff time? I mean, about the rates? I think we're also focused on berthing.
Yeah.
The ferry, you know.
Well, not very, the public hearing for the tariff was not well attended. And I sent an email to you and Peter and Gabe as the alternate, for the advisory board that, they also changed some of the language and the definitions, which was not advertised before the public hearing, which I think is, personally not following statute for how they change it. So I think that also needs to be brought forward at the advisory board meeting.
Yeah, cause that is true. I mean, I went to that meeting with Peter and there might have been 15 people in the room.
So, I mean, I think at this point, we can figure out how to continue to, I mean, it seems like a town resident rate is what we need to continue to push for it
Right.
at the Ferry Advisory Board, but that's long-term work that's not going to address how people are hurting in the near term, so we may want to think about if we would have the funds to do some kind of pilot program for resident rate for a month or two, that would be administered by the town office, but
I'll check with North Haven and Vinyl Haven what they're doing, if they have.
yeah, that would be
Residents,
helpful.
I'm just saying those are two
Yep.
different initiatives that shouldn't be used with one another.
Yep.
We shouldn't immediately assume we have to subsidize needy people in Islesboro because the DOT decided to raise the fares for other reasons. Two different,
The slippery slope.
yeah. No, but I think the point that we have an immediate problem if people are seriously inhibited from seeking emergency service because they can't afford the ferry, that's an immediate problem we need to address.
I'll speak with the providers too. I mean, they know this, 'cause they've always been very good about helping, but now especially maybe.
Yeah, it would be good to, if we could get a list together of all of the different potential ways that are available, so that that could be advertised and also be part of the information that we consider when we talk about this at our next meeting. Thanks, Melissa. Okay, next up, old business ex officio assignments. We have a list in our packet of current assignments and Lauren was on 3, so we know that those need to be changed, but this is also an opportunity if there are ones that people want to make sure that your name is next to, or if you are looking for reprieve, now's the time, so.
On the fact of, the last day of the select board minutes. I would happily, offer my seat on municipal broadband up for this 18th. It's just something that I don't have any knowledge of or.
I'll swallow, take it.
Wow,
Not on anything that's.
you've done an excellent job, Steve. How in the world did you?
Stealth is one of my key aspects.
Okay, so municipal broadband, you've got Steve Pendleton, if. Okay,
More than happy to stay on Harbor Library, but. Broadband doesn't make sense to me, so.
I noticed my name isn't goes to anywhere.
no, you.
This is your time.
Uh-oh.
Step right up.
I think that we should put Steve under municipal building committee.
No,
That's already what you're doing.
Yeah, right.
Yes, technically, Steve, do you agree?
Yep, I'm sorry, it's already in pen.
where the hell's your pencil?
Okay,
So then you're going over the municipal building. Yes, so.
correct. Melissa, how do you feel about cemetery?
I'm fine.
Great.
She's dying to still keep that. Had to do that. I just had to do something.
I am happy to stay on emergency task force, although I think probably at the end of the session, we should have one additional meeting to wrap it up, and then I'm hoping that maybe that's something that we could disband. I'm okay with staying in groundwater protection too, unless anybody else wants it. Okay,
I already have 4, so I'm not looking to take on any more.
they don't meet much, so I'm. Lighthouse,
I'm fine.
great. Recreation, would anyone like to take over recreation?
Sure. What is recreation?
Okay.
Don't say
We'll
yes.
have Pilates every Tuesday and Thursday.
Don't say yes.
Do you want energy committee?
I will take energy committee. I will also take economic sustainability. So who else wants that?
Okay, I can take recreation from
Okay,
Shay, since
and you're gonna take, that's gonna be, and then I'm taking over energy, is that
Yeah.
right?
Peter, and did you say economic sustainability?
Yes.
Did I do that? Well, they have a meeting coming up. IMB does too.
Pesticide safety,
That's all right.
anybody?
They never meet.
No, that's never me, but put me
Do you need that?
Put who down?
Is that what?
I volunteered for
That's
pesticides,
the same.
okay,
Yeah, I guess we should, I guess,
and you're staying on Carver. And
did I hear you say
who's going on, you're still on library?
housing?
Because of his reading.
I want on Bellbrook.
You went out of it? Peter, I feel like I've heard you say that you want into housing.
Yeah,
Okay,
Can we put you down for that one too?
sure.
Great.
boy.
He's ready to hit the ground.
Oh, all right, well, maybe I'll go off. Pest, somebody else, pesticide safety.
I heard Steve chiming in on that side.
Yeah.
Did we say?
I
like,
think
they
there
don't
are
meet very often?
really, I would join a committee that I
Little
you know,
bit.
you have to believe a little in the thing. I'll take the harbor,
No.
because I sail, that's.
Steve, what I'm trying to say is you were chirping in about like, do we even need it?
Right.
How often do they infrequently meet? Is it really a committee that we truly need to have on to at this point?
They
If you're
get money for signs and stuff like that, so they have to
Yeah,
have their.
each year.
they have
Linda
to have them.
Gillies and Derek and they keep up with flyers around town.
Well, Steve, are you volunteering? Sure.
Yeah.
That was not my.
You have a lawn, right?
Yes.
That
But I
I
have-
know meticulously.
and I have
Wouldn't you love
bears.
to know how to get rid of those
Yeah, you
dandelions?
don't want them eating the pesticides.
Okay, are you?
How often do they meet?
Once a year.
Okay, how did I know
There you go.
Oregon?
I'll take it.
All
And
right,
I'm strong armed.
I appreciate,
I was rooting on can't get rid of the whole thing.
Well,
So I wasn't trying to leave it.
I think we.
But I am-
This isn't a level playing field. Some of these committees meet much more often.
Sure.
I should have put on there, they meet monthly, weekly.
Yes.
yeah,
So let me get back to that pesticide.
I will stay, I'm happy to stay with Sea Level.
Who else is on that committee? What is?
You don't get to pick your children.
No, I wanna know who's.
Wait a minute,
Like, if I'm not birthing them, I do.
He's right.
Do you have a copy of the committees that?
No,
listed?
you know what? Never mind. Let's not like
Where it is,
this.
so We'll
So-
be updating that.
So just what I have here is library, Pete, cemetery, Melissa,
Mhm.
Emergency task force, me, groundwater protection, me, harbor, Pete, lighthouse, Melissa, rec, Melissa, energy, Peter, Rothschild, municipal broadband, Steve, pesticide safety, Steve with enthusiasm, economic sustainability, Peter, housing, Peter, municipal building, Steve, and sea level rise, me.
Aren't there other committees?
Municipal.
Oh, my God, I hope not.
Right,
Oh, yeah, yes, yeah.
Isn't there a parking committee and a?
That's Grindle Point.
That's not on
Wait,
here.
wait.
I think you're missing like 7, but that's okay. Who took housing? Good man.
Well, the last time I went to the housing committee meeting. It's pretty. They have no real plans to do anything.
No, they have no teeth to be able to do anything.
Right.
And so, and Alsper is not interested in becoming landlords, and so the only thing that they can really do is to support any new bills and stuff like that, like they did the town center, but it's trying to find a way to watch all of the bills and stay active and supportive of anybody who wants to do it, and then try to entice people to come over. I would like to say thank you. I'm officially down to 3. That seems like a manageable number.
Interested in that parking committee? I'm trying to think who's ex.
Oh, he was already.
And he's already on it.
He's on it, he's leading it.
No, that's a different
That's a
committee.
different-
Oh, it's a different.
Grindle Point Parking, which I omitted.
According to the website, the town manager is the ex officio.
I'll give it to you.
He's got a lot.
You'd be very.
One,
good.
Yeah.
two,
They never,
yeah,
they
he does
should.
he does have a lot.
He's a newbie.
3,
we're trying not to burn
1, 2,
out
3. That's right. 1,
When did I
2,
get to be ex officio on that?
One, two,
I'm sorry, how many did you have?
1,
No,
2.
what have we got? Check.
I approached
Do that to everybody.
the chairman of that. And he said he didn't want. This is off the record.
So you should have.
Nothing's off, nothing's off
You
the
just have
record.
like.
There is
That's it.
There is one member of the committee that I would move off island to avoid.
Let's not, okay, so.
Which committee is that?
Never mind, never mind. Okay, and I'll tell you later to get you to.
Okay, so I think it sounds like Janet, you are staying on the parking committee.
Yeah.
And staff library.
I'm gonna amend that ordinance.
I chaperone doesn't come to any of these meetings.
My chaperone. Okay.
Alright,
Okay, I'll,
Is anybody on the shellfish committee?
No, the shellfish committee is also missing from this.
it must not have an ex officio. Not every committee
Yep.
does.
Nope.
Want to amend that ordinance?
You're the ex officio.
Yeah, probably Fred.
Like, that's you, buddy.
how about the ex officio nominee?
Okay. Thank you, Peter.
All right, are we good? Yep. Great.
We'll hold her mic for a
He
now.
doesn't sound happy.
Still smiling, I'll take it. Okay, moving on to town manager's contract, so. We have in our packet the employment agreement for Janet for 2 years, as we discussed last time. The only things that are changed were the things in bold, otherwise it is the same as the last contract.
And I did take out under C.
You're ready on the right ones.
I just,
We don't pay for sick leave that accrues, so I scratched that out. I don't know why that was in there. We don't pay anybody, providers or anybody. Although I think the school does.
Only the teachers through their contract.
Yeah. So.
I would entertain a motion to approve this employment agreement.
So,
Second,
Second.
any further discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Aye.
Thank you very much.
Well, they got you now, Janet.
I got you, then I got you.
Today's the 17th?
18.
Oh, goodness. They just keep on trucking, okay? Wanna sign? Pass along. All right, last old business is the Islesboro Law Enforcement Immigration Enforcement. Work, which I just wanted to kind of officially close the loop on this. I know we talked about this. Conceptually at our last meeting, we didn't have the language. That Fred and Kristen had been working on together. So that language is in our packet. It's something that Kristen thought does a good job of addressing concerns and, with providing clarity, but without kind of, raising some of the concerns that Fred had voiced. So thank you, Fred, for your willingness to work on this and add something to your manual. So I just wanted to make sure that we had the language here, and if there's no further questions, I think we can.
And the. No, okay.
I think, well, I wanted to close the loop on it, so if there's any questions, I'm happy to take them. If there's no questions, then we don't approve this language. It is, right, we don't officially approve Fred's manual, so I think it does a good job of addressing concerns and.
Thank you.
All of our operating guidelines within the Maine Chiefs of Police policy manuals are consistent across the board. And this is consistent with what most of the chiefs have done across the state. There is some towns that are considering putting policy, but most of them stayed the same. And as a matter of fact, Maine Chiefs right now are considering looking into it a little bit deeper in the next year and take a look at how things are looking at that time and go from there.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, appreciate it.
All right. No new business? No other business? Except approve warrant number 20. Oh. Sorry. Did somebody online say?
I'm sorry, it's Ben. Hi, how's it going? Fred, I just missed that very last thing that you said because my kids were going on in the background. Was something about a chief considering something in years to come? What'd you say?
They're gonna look at how this progresses through the legislature and through the state in the next year and take, gonna keep revisiting it to look if there's any changes that they recommend.
Oh, I'm sorry. Who was it?
Main Chiefs.
Oh, Maine
Okay.
Chiefs. Okay, got it. All right, cool. And
Yep.
I just want to say thank you, Fred, for looking into that, and
Yep,
I really appreciate it. That's awesome.
yep, no problem.
Thanks, Ben.
Yep.
All right. Back to warrant. Who would like to motion? So moved. Excellent. Second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor? Aye.
What's this composting adventure begins sheet about?
Is that on the warrant?
So exactly what
It's a letter we received from Spalding's. And does it say Maria Forney also?
Yeah.
I think she's the Spaldings who bought the farm up there at the intersection. Are going to try to do some composting. I think that's what that fence that in area that they're working on.
Where is that?
At the Y.
At Y,
It's more of like an information.
yeah, they sent that to us to,
Just
and,
yeah, why?
and as you
I know.
remember, a year ago, maybe, Maria Forney's daughter. Was really pushing for the town to do the transfer station, one of those big,
Even Wilcox was too, for what it's talking.
yes,
Years.
yes. Yep.
Cause wow. Hey, there.
Did you catch that everybody approves the warrant?
Yes. Got it.
Everybody signed Janet's contract too, right?
I
Right.
only need three.
Well, it depends.
All right, next up, we have an appointment for Ava Schlotman to the Energy Committee. Do I have a motion to approve? So move to appoint me. Great. Second, Oh, any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Well, as the ex officio on the energy committee, you will meet her soon.
Sorry.
Repair and Derek, yes.
All right, and I have no further comments this evening.
Thanks.
Pete?
Thanks to Fred and good luck to everyone in the talent show thing.
Okay, well, let's. Melissa?
Good luck to everybody at the talent show. Hope to see a really good turnout tonight or Saturday at the sporting club. We will have an island-based band that is opening for What's Her Name, which makes up 3 of our high school students.
What's your name?
Super excited for their debut called Northwest or Northeast. Northeast. I'm changing their name to 3 Miles to Mainland, so we'll get there eventually.
Well,
Who do they, who are?
It's Mason,
Saturday.
Lewis Outerbridge and Jacob Fulton.
That's heavy duty.
Oh, I know, they played it.
What time is it?
The boys are gonna, gates open at 6:30. Boys take the stage at 7 and a band called What's Her Name takes the stage at 8.
And what,
$10 to get in.
and they're refreshments.
Yes, they'll have food and everything up there for purchase.
Also delicious burgers available down the road.
And I got to tell you, my only comment was I ate burgers the other day at this newest, truck. And, my daughter thought it was the best burger she's had in like forever.
That's your official comment for the evening?
That's my opinion.
Okay, and Peter, you can have last word.
5 stars.
Sounds great.
Alright, alright, motion to adjourn,
So move.
excellent, all in
Next
favor?
time, bring your truck,
Aye.
Yeah.
Yeah,
pull it up in the back.
it's nice to see you wiggling for a minute. That's great.